So let's have a seat, as always, to kind of check in. And if you were with me on Monday, you know I asked you to do a little bit of yoga homework and show up today with your intention or intentions, as the case may be, for the coming year. If you weren't here Monday, no worries. Hopefully you have some idea of what you would like to bring into your life in the coming year. So we're going to be working with that today. We're going to be generating energy directed towards that. Kind of continuous movement, but it will be modifiable. I'll give you some options to make it gentle so that it's at your level. This can be a really cool practice. So whether good things happened to you this past year, that's a blessing. Whether some less favorable things happened to you this past year, those are lessons. We can kind of just take a moment and look at all of that and be cognizant of what we would like to leave back here in 2021 and what we would like to carry forward with us and perhaps enhance or bring more of into our lives. So that's what today's practice is about. It's a very positive practice. It will be a beautiful, moving, flowing practice. And so that's kind of what you're in for. So I'd like you to just settle into your skin. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And a big exhale through your mouth. And just pause for a moment in silence to really feel into your body, every little bit of you. Begin to breathe deeper and slower, preferably Ujjayi breaths. And now just check in with the state of your thought processes, any emotions you might be feeling right now, and also your energy level. Definitely take a moment to connect to that which is larger than you. However you define that, whatever you call that, please connect to the greater part of creation, the thing that we are all part of. And then I'd like you to just take a moment and set your intention for today's practice. So for this next hour, be clear on that. And then bring to mind your intention, which, as I stated before, is much stronger and more powerful than a resolution. In Sanskrit, we call it sankalpa, which means sacred vow. Bring to mind your intention or intentions for the coming year. And bring your palms together in front of your heart. Really solidify the intention for the coming year. Have it stated in your mind as clearly and succinctly as possible. And then take a deep breath in. And exhale through your mouth. So what we're going to be doing today is a continuous movement with that intention front and center in our minds as our point of focus. The best way that I can describe this is that good intentions are great. They're nice to have, but if they're scattered, they're not particularly powerful. It's very much like the sunlight. It's beautiful and it shines on everything. But when we focus it, for instance, sunlight through a magnifying glass, you can start a fire. So our focus on our intention is just as powerful and important. We're going to really keep our minds and our hearts set in the direction of our intentions. And we'll be focusing the energy that we generate towards that, and it becomes incredibly powerful. So just keep that in your heart, trust the process, and let's go ahead and come to the front of the mat. So standing in Tadasana, kind of rooting down through the feet and finding your nice spinal alignment. I want you to just think every time that you come to this position with your palms in front of your heart, remind yourself, state to yourself every time what your intention for the coming year is. Let's take a big breath in, reach the arms up and overhead, lift the chest, spread the fingers, look up, take a couple of breaths. Bend your knees and fold forward and just hang in ragdoll. Take a couple of breaths here, let the neck completely relax. And then on your next inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. As you exhale, bring your palms together in front of your heart. Remember, when we come here, Anjali Mudra, we restate our intention to ourselves. We're going to begin a really slow sun salutation. We're going to be going through 2 different kinds, and then you'll have the opportunity to do some on your own, so you can choose what is most appropriate for you. Let's inhale and reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, fingertips to the ground. Inhale and look up, and then exhale back down. We're going to step back with the right foot. Immediately drop to the right knee. Keep the hands on the ground. Pull the heart forwards. We're lifting our heart here. Just hold this for a moment. As we go through this series of movements, we're told that properly doing Surya Namaskar, which is sun salutations, has a positive effect on every muscle in the body. So you're getting it all here. From here, you can always do our child's pose, Spanx, down dog flow, but I'm going to take you through the traditional sun salutation. So we would step back to plank and immediately drop down knees, chest, and forehead. This is a posture of humility. You may also lower all the way down if that's better for you. Untuck your toes. Lift your chest part way for cobra. And then you're welcome to lift up as high as you like here. And then turn the toes under, downward facing dog. Let's hold this downward facing dog for a couple of breaths. It's your first one, so of course you can move a little bit if you like. And then we're going to step forward with the right foot. Immediately drop your left knee down. Keep your hands on the ground. I like to come up with my fingertips. You can or not, up to you. The chest is lifting and pulling forward. We're going to hold this for a couple of breaths. These are Shivananda style sun salutations, quite traditional, a little different from the other one that we'll do. But you kind of get to decide and fine tune and see what's going to feel good in your body. From here, we're going to step forward with the left foot to a standing forward bend. Inhale and reach the arms up. As you exhale, palms together in front of your heart, focusing on your intention. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, back down. Right foot steps back. Drop the knee, lift the heart. Step back to plank. Drop down knees, chest, and forehead. Untuck the toes, lift the heart, cobra. Tuck the toes, tailbone up and back, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward, drop the left knee down, lift the heart, pull forward. Step forward to a standing forward bend. Inhale and reach the arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, back down. Inhale, step back with the right foot, drop the right knee. Exhale, heart pulls forward. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, drop down, knees, chest, and forehead. Inhale into cobra. Exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward. Drop the left knee. Exhale, pull the chest forward. Inhale, step forward with your left foot. Exhale all the way into your forward bend. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, palms together in front of the heart. So that was 3 Shivananda style sun salutations. That's the one with the dropped knee. Please feel free to modify with a child's pose, Sphinx down dog if that's better for you. Now I'm going to take you through 3 traditional Hatha sun salutations, and you've done these with me before too. Palms together in front of the heart, remembering your intention. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, right leg back, and we just hold this high lunge. This first time through, I'm gonna let you hold it for a couple of breaths. What's different about this sun salutation is that it has 2 down dogs. From this first lunge, you'll step straight back, downward facing dog. Now remember, modify these movements however you need to. If you are able, you will shift into plank. You can either lower down knees, chest, and forehead like we just did, or you could drop the knees and lower all the way to your belly, or you can do chaturanga and lower down and hover. Come to the top of the feet and come into either cobra or upward facing dog. And then we take our second downward facing dog. Hold it for a moment. And then step forward with your right foot. We'll hold the lunge a little bit on this side. And we're going to do this 2 more times and do it with the breath. That way you'll have a good sampling of both sun salutations. This is a good time to perhaps take note of the fact, this will make it easier for you, that I'm always initiating the movement with the right foot. This will help you. Right foot steps back, that gives us a left foot forward lunge. And then after down dog, right foot steps forward, that gives us a right foot forward lunge. If you always initiate with your right foot, you'll always be even. Let's step forward to a standing forward bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Remembering your sankalpa, your sacred vow, your intention. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale the right leg back. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale, lower down however you like. Inhale into upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Inhale, step forward with the right foot, always the right foot. And then exhale, step forward to your standing forward bend. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart, Sankalpa. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale, lower down however you can. Inhale, rise up, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, the arms up. And exhale, bring your palms together in front of your heart. Pause for a moment. Feel the energy that you've already generated towards your intention for the coming year. So what I invite you to do is 6 more sun salutations. You may do either version, the Shivananda style or the Hatha style, which is what we just did. You may modify. You can do whatever you need to do. What I'd like you most importantly to do is to flow with your breath and to keep your intention front and center. And don't worry about which foot's forward. If you mess up a little bit, it's not a problem. It's all about the intention. So this is going to be a really silent, introspective 6 sun salutations, so that when we're done, we'll have done 12 total, which is very auspicious. And so here we go. Do your own thing. Do what's good for you. I'll be doing Hatha, the last style of sun salutations, but you don't have to. So we'll do 6 of these at our own pace. When you're done, when I'm done, when we're all done, we'll just stand at the front of the mat with our palms together, thinking of our intention until everyone is done. Please take care of your body and modify however you need to. So you're standing at the front of the mat with your palms together in prayer. You're thinking of your intention, and you're going to do 6 more sun salutations at your own pace.
So as we all finish out, we just pause, standing at the front of the mat, feeling the energy. You're probably warm. Your blood is flowing, your oxygen is flowing, your prana, your life force is flowing, and it's all moving in the direction of your sankalpa, your intention. Let's inhale and reach the arms up. And as you exhale, just fold forward. Step back onto all fours. Let's do a few cat-cows here, just inhaling to arch and exhaling to round. And then just pause in neutral. We're going to come into our half heart opener. Your left forearm is going to come across the front of the mat. The forehead rests on it. Your right arm strongly reaches forward while your tailbone reaches back. And the right armpit basically starts to sort of sag or drape down towards the floor. You should feel the stretch in the armpit basically. Deep, slow breaths of gratitude. Come back up. Bring the right forearm across the front of the mat. Reach the left arm out. Forehead can rest on your right forearm. Keep reaching the left hand forward while the tailbone pulls back, and allow that left armpit to start sinking down towards the mat. Come back up onto your hands and knees. Feel free to wag the tail if you need to. Now we're just going to go into a very simple threading of the needle. So take the right arm up
And then exhale and scoop it underneath you. And just kind of press and roll with that left hand just to open up the back side of your right shoulder blade. Come on out of that. Same thing on the left side. Inhale the left arm up, and as you exhale, scoop it underneath you. Press and roll with that right hand so that you feel the stretch behind your left shoulder blade. Come on out of that. Give yourself a little tail wag. Turn your toes under, downward facing dog. Reach the hips high. Press the heels down. Lengthen your spine. And then walk the feet forward. Standing forward bend. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up and overhead. And exhale, palms together in front of the heart. So we're going to balance today in just a really traditional basic tree pose. We're going to stand on the right foot first. If you are balance challenged today, toes can be on the ground like a kickstand, right? So you could have your left heel at your right ankle with the toes down. You can have your left foot on the calf, or you can bring it all the way up into the groin. It's your choice. Go ahead and find your position. Bring your palms together in front of your heart for a moment. Remember, as we bring our palms together, we're remembering our intention. And then I'd like you to circle the forefinger and thumb of each hand. Reach your arms out to the side with your palms up. You are open to receive everything that you focus on for the coming year. Where we put our focus is what we get more of. Focus on the positive, see the beauty, and that's what you get more of. Bring your palms back together in front of your heart. And release your left foot down. Release the arms, roll your shoulders back. And then we're going to stand on the left foot. So bring your right foot wherever you need it. If you need that little bit of extra balance, toes are still on the ground. It's still tree pose if you do that, okay? Foot can be at the calf or it can be higher up in the groin. Palms are together. Remember your intention, your sankalpa. Circle the forefinger and thumb. Extend the arms out to the side, palms up. Open yourself to receive. And then we bring our palms back together in front of the heart. And release the right foot down. Turn sideways on your mat. Take a nice wide step. Toes point forward. Just interlace your fingers behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Hinge at your hips. Relax your neck and reach the arms up and overhead. Release your arms down to the mat. I want you to walk your arms forward, your hands forward, but keep your hips back. So you're kind of pulling the hips back, reaching the arms forward, and then just relax your neck and sink your chest. It's kind of like a wide-legged down dog. married to that heart opener, that melting heart pose. Walk your hands back onto the mat, and if you just bring just the heels in, you can come up into this nice little goddess stance with your feet rotated out, knees following feet, hands on thighs for a wee bit of tractioning. So make sure your arms are completely straight. And then we're gonna look over the right shoulder, maybe bend the right elbow to get a little extra traction, but we're pressing against the inside of the left thigh. And then come around and just straighten the right arm, press against the inside of the right thigh. You can bend your left elbow as you look over your left shoulder. Come all the way up from that. Toe heel the feet completely together. Come back to the front of the mat. Bring your feet together. Bring your palms together. Reminder of your intention. Inhale, reach up. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale and look up halfway. And exhale back down. Move back onto your hands and knees and take a child's pose. And we're going to stay here for a few breaths. I want you to just allow the back to relax and expand with every breath. And then we're going to scoot forward into a nice spine lengthening sphinx. Big toes touching, heels dropping open, heart pulling forward. And then one more downward facing dog. Really spread your palms, plant your hands, press those hips back. Imagine that your tailbone is trying to point up towards the ceiling, and you want to press your heels down while all that's going on. And then you may walk your feet forward and have a seat in Dandasana, staff pose. Find your sit bones. Let's take a moment and take stock. Active legs, straight spine. Check in with your body, see how everything's feeling there. Reconnect to that beautiful Ujjayi breathing. Notice anything that might have changed about your thought patterns. Notice anything that might have changed in your emotions. Notice if your energy has changed. Notice if perhaps you feel more connected to the larger flow of life. And then I want you to just keep your right leg straight. Left foot's going to come to the inside of the right thigh. Lean out over your right leg, and let's just take a few breaths. Just stretch. Stretch in a way that makes your body go, Make sure it feels really good today. come up from that, just pick your left knee up so it's pointing at the ceiling. That left foot's still on the inside of the right thigh, but your right leg is active. We're gonna twist to the left, so your left hand is behind you. You can either just hug your left knee in, or if you prefer, bring the right arm outside of that left knee or thigh and look over your left shoulder. Rotate back around, drop that left knee open again. Bring your right foot up to meet your left foot. Hands are right behind your backside. You're lifting the chest for a straight spine. You're pressing the knees out to the side and down towards the ground. We're going to keep the right knee bent now and just extend the left leg. I want you to lean out over your left leg in the yummiest way, the most pleasant way to stretch that you can muster today. And then we're going to come on up from that and just pick the right knee up. So it's pointing at the ceiling, but it's still inside the left thigh. Let's move into our twist. Right hand is behind us. You can either just hug that right knee as you twist to the right, or you can bring the left arm outside of the right knee or thigh. Unwind completely. Both legs extend. Give them a really good wiggle. And then we are going to roll down onto our backs, but I'd like you to just use a tiny bit of core today and roll as slowly as possible. So if you'll put your feet flat and keep them down, if it works for you, arms are out in front of you. Just really take an extra long time finding your way onto your back. When you're all the way down, hug those knees and rock side to side. So the first thing we're going to do here is put our feet flat outside the edges of the mat. And we're going to move with our breath here. So it's kind of like windshield wiper legs, right? It's that gentle outer hip stretch, but you won't be staying more than the length of your exhale. So you're not putting a knee on top of the foot on top of the knee here. Just exhale and drop both knees to one side. Doesn't matter which side. And then inhale the legs up. And exhale and drop them in the opposite direction. Remember, you should be doing this with a wide stance. The inner leg is where you should feel the stretch. Inhaling, legs come up. Exhaling, and they drop over to the opposite side. Bring the knees back up, and then exhale, drop them the other way. So we are very aware of the fact that water wheels create energy, wind turbines create energy, movement creates energy, but we rarely think of our bodies as doing that. But that's what you've done today. That's what you're continuing to do, just in a gentler way right now. And all that energy that we're creating in our bodies today, we're channeling towards that intention for the coming year. Next time that your knees come up, just hug them into the chest. Give yourself a good side to side rock. And then we're going to cross the right thigh really tightly over the left thigh, very tight crossing of the legs. You can just hug the knees in here and you'll probably feel it in your right glute. But if you would like more, flex the ankles and either grab the feet or the ankles. Try and get your knees to open up to about 90 degrees. And you're actually applying some pressure to whatever you're grabbing to just appropriately intensify the stretch in your right glute. If you can, release your feet or ankles if you are holding them. Put your left foot back down on the mat. If you need to adjust the twist, uncross your legs. But if you can do a deeper twist, keep your right thigh crossed over the left and drop both knees to the left with the right arm opening out to the right and begin to soften and relax here. You're still breathing a nice, deep, slow Ujjayi breath. You're still thinking of all the good things that you would like to bring into your life in 2022. On your next inhale, bring the legs back up. If they're crossed, keep them crossed. We're going to pick the left foot back up off the floor, and I'd like you to draw 3 big circles in the air with your knees in each direction. As you finish out all those circles, uncross your legs, hug the knees in. Please feel free to rock side to side if that feels good to you. It always feels good to me, so I always do it. And then we're going the other way. So we're going to cross the left thigh tightly over the right thigh. Hug the knees in. And this is enough, by the way. If you feel this in your left glute and it's enough, stay here. If you like, flex the ankles, reach down and grab the feet or ankles. Try and get about 90 degrees at your knees and then apply a little bit of pressure to the feet. You should feel this in your left glute. If you can, put your right foot back down on the floor, so you're letting go with your hands. Again, if deep twisting is not your thing at this point, you would uncross your legs. But if you can keep them crossed, just drop them over to the right. Left arm opens out to the left. Head turns to the left. We relax while we breathe deep, slow Ujjayi breaths. And remember our sankalpa, our intention. On your next inhale, bring those legs back up. If they're crossed, please keep them crossed. Pick your right foot up off the ground, and we're going to draw those 3 big circles in the air to each direction with the knees. So make sure you go both ways, 3 times each direction. As you do finish out, hug your knees in. Of course, you can rock side to side. Our inversion today is going to be bridge pose. We simply want to open ourselves up. It's a beautiful open-hearted pose. So today we're focusing on the rib cage part of it, but please also pay attention to the hips. The reason I'm saying that up front is if you need help with your bridge, it's okay to support your hips with a block. We want to really focus on the rib cage today. Big toes are touching, heels are separated, feet are flat on the mat, and as close to your backside as possible. We're going to start with the hands, palms down by the hips. And go ahead and lift your hips up as high as you can. Those of you that would like to, you're welcome to interlace the fingers underneath you and roll onto the back of the arm. Not necessary though. Once the hips are up, what I'd really like you to do is focus on your rib cage. Feel the center of your chest lifting up and moving towards your chin. And then we're going to take 5 slow breaths here. You may unlace the fingers if they're laced and begin to slowly lower yourself down. Hug your knees into your chest and rock. And then go ahead and reach down and grab the outside edges of your feet and explore a little bit in your happy baby. Just see how you're feeling. See how your body feels as a conduit for all of that amazing energy. Check in with your breath. It's almost time to let go of control of it. Notice your thoughts and notice if you've been able to keep your focus mostly on your intention. Notice your emotions. Notice your energy and your greater sense of connection. And then bring your feet down to the mat and let the knees drop open, soles of the feet together. On your next in-breath, you're going to tilt your pelvis back, pressing the low back into the mat. Just keep breathing. Your low back muscles are lengthening here. And then the next time you breathe out, just totally relax, and you're going to feel that natural arch come back into the low back. One more time on an inhale, flatten the low back. So you're effectively removing your natural arch just temporarily so the low back can lengthen. Next time you exhale, relax and allow the hips to just move back to their perfect neutral position. I'd like you to go ahead and extend your legs. If you need to wiggle them a little bit, do that. And then really truly commit to relaxing the legs. Lengthen your spine, drop your shoulders. Bring your hands at just the right angle below the heart. Palms facing up, please. Fingers relaxed. Lengthen your neck, soften your jaw. Allow the eyes to close. Forehead goes smooth. Deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, let go of control of your breath. Just take a moment to settle in, to sink down, to soften and let go, to surrender in your Shavasana. As your breathing settles down into its own soft, shallow rhythm, I want you to begin to watch your breath. Be very careful not to try to control it. You just want to observe it. Today I'm going to ask you to work with mantra. So every time you observe one of your natural inhales, I would like you to internally, mentally say the syllable so. Every time you have a natural, soft, gentle exhale, I'd like you to internally or mentally say the word ha. When you breathe in, so. When you breathe out, ha. Inhaling so, exhaling ha. So ha. Our breath keeps us very grounded and anchored to the present moment. And when we are in the present moment, all possibilities exist. Just let that sink in for a moment. When we're in the moment, when we're present, all possibilities exist, including your intention. Inhaling so, exhaling ha. The ancient yogis said that these two syllables, these seed sounds or bija mantras, are the sound that our breath makes. So ha. So ha. It also has the added benefit, soha or swaha, translates as I have asked and now I'm willing to receive what is given. Allow those two syllables to just dissipate now. Let them go. And for the next couple of breaths, try not to let anything else take their place. You're inhaling, you're aware of your inhale. You're exhaling, and you're aware of your exhale. That's all. Begin to feel back into your body. Begin to move your fingers and toes. Start to deepen your breath. Breathe in deeply and extend the fingers and toes, and exhale with a happy sigh as you relax them. Breathe in even deeper and stretch, and exhale and relax. Bend your knees, hug them in if that feels okay to you. When you're ready, roll to your right side. And then press yourself up into sitting. So as we close out today's practice, I'm going to have you breathe a little differently. And actually, this is quite different from what I did with my morning class. So you guys are kind of lucky. As we go into the new year, which is this weekend, this is our last practice of this year. As we go into the new year, we're actually really fortunate that on January 2nd, it's a new moon, which is very fortuitous for new beginnings. So we truly are getting a fresh start. We truly do have the capacity to clear the slate and start over mentally and emotionally, right? So there is a mudra, a lotus bud mudra, that symbolizes new beginnings. And it's basically all of your fingertips touch your thumb tips. And you bring the arms out at about 45 degrees and the elbows are bent at about 45 degrees. So these symbolize brand new beginnings, little lotus buds. And what I would like you to do is simply hold this mudra, close your eyes, come back to your intention for the coming year, and simply breathe into that, focusing on what you want in your life, what you want to experience in the coming year. And then I'd like you to just open your eyes, slowly bring your two lotus buds together. So all the fingertips are touching right in front of your heart. Allow this to bloom into one big lotus bud. So kind of looks like prayer hands, but the center knuckles are separated. And then keep your thumbs and little fingers touching and separate the other fingertips. Allow your lotus to bloom, blossoming lotus. Just pause for a moment, recognizing that you have the capacity to bring your intention to fruition through dedication, through practice, through focus, through will, through kindness and love, and through connection. We don't do anything alone. We do it with each other, and we do it with something much greater than us. Allow your palms to come together in front of your heart, Anjali Mudra, taking a moment in gratitude that you are alive right now, right here on this beautiful planet, this rock that's hurtling through space at a crazy speed, that you're here breathing and experiencing beauty if you simply open your eyes to it. What an amazing thing. Take one more huge inhale through your nose. Big exhale through the mouth. Palms to the forehead, just reminding us to stay present, because remember, when we are in the moment, all possibilities exist. Palms to the lips, reminding us to speak our truth, and palms to the heart, reminding us to keep our hearts open, reminding us to always practice kindness, compassion, and love. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for sticking with me this year. I appreciate you immensely and wish you the happiest new year, and can't wait to practice with you next year. Namaste.